We are down to our final days in Maui and have added another member to the group. Michael hasn't done many canyons but is a well-accomplished climber and mountaineer who is more than capable of anything we can throw at him. The first time through Hulu, we left fixed ropes to secure retreat if needed. We need to go back through and clear out any ropes and gear left behind. Before we subject Michael to long canyon days in cold water, we decided to give him at least one day at the beach. No trip to Hawaii is complete until you get the chance to swim along with at least one sea turtle. My skills as a scuba diver have much room for improvement, but these guys make everything underwater look easy. This time of year, the humpback whales are never shy to put on a good show.
It's pretty amazing. There's literally thousands of whales.
Could you imagine if you had to sit there all day and listen to me? Here's a whale, there's a whale, look at that whale. Hey, check out that whale over there, guys.
That's why I like diving. You can't talk, Angus.
Yeah.
We are back in Hulu for what is planned to be a relaxing and fun day. On the first big drop, our 100-meter rope suffers a core shot while I'm rappelling. The rope has an outer sheath that protects the 8 strands that make up the core where all of the strength of the rope is. Although it looks bad, the core is completely intact, but we can no longer use this section of rope.
You must have gone down on that, man.
Not a huge deal, except the final drop is 300 feet, and our longest rope is now much shorter than that. This is a symptom of complacency and laziness to not bring too long ropes in case something like this happens. We won't have to solve this issue until the final drop, so no reason not to enjoy what we came here for, the waterfalls. A local guide, Emily, is also with us for the day, and although she may be tiny, she can carry more than her weight and makes these big drops look like no big deal. She also handled the presence of this disgusting centipede much better than I did. People always wonder how we are able to rappel down the rope but still get it back. It's actually quite simple, as we block one side with the carabiner, allowing us to go down on the other. When we are down, we pull on the side with the carabiner, which allows the rope to slide through the anchor left behind. This is also the same reason we can't tie 2 ropes together to extend a rappel, as the knot will get caught when pulling the rope through the anchor. The first priority is getting the group down the easiest and fastest, which means tying 2 ropes together. While each person rappels on the lower rope, Angus lowers them 50 additional feet so the rope reaches the bottom. This alleviates each person from going through the hassle of what the last person must do. A rope ready for retirement is tied into the anchor to extend this 50 feet to make a lower anchor point. The orange rope is used to get down to the lower anchor, which is simply an extension of the original. It basically breaks this into 2 rappels where the orange and 250 rope can both be pulled. On the way down to the new anchor point, I take advantage of a ledge to get the 250-foot rope set before I'm in the waterfall. A block for the lower rope is placed and sent down to meet up with in a moment. I use a simple leg wrap to tie off on the orange rope so I can use both hands to use a spare rappel device to tie myself into the lower rope. All the knots, blocks, and rope work get one last look before committing myself to the new system. This whole process is actually quite simple and would feel like a non-event if practicing at 5 feet off the ground. When hanging 250 feet above the ground in a waterfall, your body is programmed to activate the fight or flight mechanism and encourage you to quickly get out of this predicament. The reality is there is no danger except rushing the moment, which goes against millions of years of evolution. The battle between reason and emotion is real and something that can only be practiced in a live setting. The nice thing about this setup is that I'm still on the orange rope and can use it to lower myself onto the new rope while checking everything one last time while it is under tension. All that is left is to take myself off the orange rope and finish the rappel to the bottom. Now we can pull the orange and 250 foot rope while only leaving behind the 50 feet of rope we didn't care about. I hope this isn't our last time through Hulu, but we say goodbye just in case.
Pick a point on that pineapple tree and, focus on that. It's just like when you're on a climb and you're losing it.
You're getting cocky.
Oh, I better now.
Better now? No, I'm good, man. You're like a kid. Every time we've driven by this place, you just piss and moan.
Michael being here also gives Logan a much needed break from playing mediator and keeping Angus and I from killing each other. 3 weeks of pranks and pushing each other's buttons can sometimes go too far. With Angus, there is no break between sunrise and sunset, but we are always well organized and never miss out on an opportunity.
A little dangerous, but worth the risk. That was a great one. I gotta give it to you. It's so annoying. Every time I get in, it gets worse. It's like, it was great when I paddled out, and now it sucks. Every time. Look at how much dirt that is.
I thought you already swept this.
Sweep it every day, man. Here, you want to help me just move all that so I can push it all out?
Not really.
Please? There's all sorts of dirt under this wall when I get to.
Michael and Angus are out climbing for the day while Logan and I meet up with 2 locals, Colin and another good fellow Britton, a local scuba dive master and entrepreneur of sorts who is also from my home state of Iowa. One drop in this canyon requires a knot chock anchor, which involves putting a knot in a piece of webbing and wedging it into a constrictor between 2 rocks. If the webbing is placed too shallow or deep, it won't capture and needs a perfect placement. This type of anchor is marginal but a part of canyoneering. It takes time and experience to be able to effectively build and correctly assess. There is no redundancy if it were to fail, so I find a place around the corner to back up the others as they rappel. This allows us to evaluate the anchor for any problems and leaves only the last person at risk. The person who built it, which is me. While While this may look sketchy, it is safe when applied in the right situation and was the most rewarding part of the day. One of our goals was to do a night dive before leaving Maui. This is my first one, and to say I'm not nervous would be an understatement. For me, the open water at night feels very intimidating. Once in the water, I quickly forgot the things I was fearing. Exploring the ocean at night only adds another dimension to diving. The ocean is a strange place, but even more interesting at night. Diving always makes me more appreciative of this resource and the continual need to protect it from ourselves. We decided to conclude our canyoneering with a local favorite and classic known as the Emerald. Sometimes you have to pay up front for the good times to come.
Emerald, baby.
Anchor looks good! Are you jumping here?
Emerald is known for its many jumps. This is also the most common cause of injuries in canyoneering, but can be avoided when done right. Goggles make it easy to verify depths and ensure no objects are lurking below. Some jumps you miss out on while making sure it's safe for the others, but there are plenty of opportunities to be had here.
The best piece of advice I have is, if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
Before leaving, we head out to a classic surf spot known as Honolou. The shallow reef and sharp cliffs make this a potentially deadly spot that is hard to forget by the numerous memorials to those who lost their lives here. While we may have the whole canyoneering thing figured out, deep down we crave the ability to ride the real giants out here someday. In the movie The Count of Monte Cristo, the two main characters, Mondego and Dantes, who turn from best friends to mortal enemies, used to pass a king chess piece between each other when one of them seized the day. Watching Angus elevate his bodyboarding to another level while making it look easy was inspiring and definitely a kings to him moment. Our time here in Maui might be over, but we are ending on a high note. The concept of a trip and adventure are often confused by people. When everything goes as planned, that is called a trip. The adventure only occurs when things go wrong or by situations that could not be foreseen. These are often stressful and not always pleasant, but force us to find solutions and overcome the obstacles. The challenge is to put yourself into a situation that potentially offers an adventure and hope that it finds you along the way. One of these days I will have a relaxing vacation in Hawaii, but I'm also content saving that day for when my body can no longer keep up.